Welcome to your angel messages and overall energy update, and jumping into this Celtic cross energy so that you can get an overview of what's going on for you. But like I said, we are going to get so much more clarity as we break it all down. So what do we have coming up here for you in the overall energy? In the overall energy card, in the heart of our spread, we have the Page of Earth. Scholarly, dependable, patient, successful. Good news about financial matters. Wanting to do something more challenging and a new area of study. So what I'm getting for those of us watching here, your spiritual team is highly effective. They know when you're going to hear these messages and what messages are going to be resonating with you. Your spiritual team is not just your guardian angels. It's your spirit guides, passed away loved ones, ancestors, ascended masters, even spirit animals. So you do have a highly efficient team working with you to help you receive these messages. And what they're letting me know is right now, one of the things you're wondering about, is it time to take that class? Is it time to go back to school? Do I need to invest in some kind of knowledge? Do I need to become an apprentice to something? Now, you may be retired and say, hey, I'm not going to go back to school. I'm not going to, try to change my careers right now or add to my skills. Well, there's always something else you could be investing your time and energy to, because even if you are retired, it's about that legacy energy, that next phase of your life. But I am getting for a lot of us, though, we're all wondering about either taking an online course, enrolling in some kind of program, being willing to be an apprentice at something. And so we're going to get some clarity on that. So I would invite you to write down what's the first thing that popped into mind. Were you driving down the road and you saw a sign for a kickboxing class? Maybe that's something that is worth your time and energy, right? So let's think through those things as we're going, but not get too attached to the outcome. We don't want to miss a message coming through because we're trying to interpret it. But I do always remind you to think about these three areas of your life as we go through these messages, which are going to be your health and fitness, your career and finance. Like I said, if you're retired, that is your legacy or your next phase. And then, of course, your relationships, not just romantic, parents, bosses, colleagues, neighbors, friends, family. All right, what do we have coming up in the crossing energy here? In the crossing energy, we have the moon cards. This is a bit of a challenge here. It says important psychic insights, events behind the scenes, release fears that hold you back. All right, so you're feeling afraid to take action on investing in this new skill level, taking this class, learning the things that you need to learn to move forward with something that your heart wants. And the guidance here is to really make sure you're checking in with your intuition. Is this my fear holding me back, or am I intuitively coming up with the idea that maybe this isn't the right teacher for me, or the right class for me, or the right thing to invest my time and energy in? We are going to get more guidance here, but I am getting that for a lot of you, there is something you're wanting to invest your time and energy into. You're wanting to learn more, but you're not sure where the right place is to get that from. It could be that you saw that boxing class down the road, but there's something off about the energy when you drive by. So it's not that you're not supposed to go learn kickboxing, but maybe that's not the right location. I don't know why that's coming up for me. It could be anything you're wanting to learn. Again, some online class that got your attention, but there's something a little off, and you're afraid you're going to make the wrong decision on investing that time and energy. But we're going to get some clarity here. So let's go into what's coming up subconsciously, something unknown to you. We have the King of Fire. Motivational, idealistic, ambitious, charismatic, focus, communicate with vision and be a leader. Advice from someone creative. Yeah, you are going to actually be calling in this teacher. There is a teacher waiting to really help you with what this next thing is, right? I really love this energy. It's something unknown to you. You have called in a teacher. And so whatever this thing is that you've been thinking about investing your time and energy in, take note of that. You may not be aware of who this teacher is or who's going to be teaching this class where you're going to be learning. It could be maybe you're buying a book from an author that's going to ultimately be a teacher of yours. So there's something coming in for you here that's really exciting and it's going to help you really get those creative juices going. And what I'm getting is this person has mastered their creative energy in this particular area, right? Maybe you're wanting to learn human design or numerology, and there's a teacher out there on YouTube that you can learn from that is very creative and can help you really get into the flow with it. But we'll get some more information here. What do we see we have coming up in the recent past? We have the Page of Fire card, outgoing, creative, confident. Look at that. News of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. Okay, you can't make this stuff up. You have driven past somewhere and seen something that you want to invest your time and energy to. Maybe it's a drive-by on your computer screen, right? It just came up one day when you were watching a YouTube channel and you thought, I kind of want to look into that. Or maybe it was kind of the drive-by conversation where somebody in a coffee shop mentions they're taking a class on something and you think, I've always wanted to take a class on that, right? Maybe it's a painting class. Maybe you're looking into, getting your real estate license. There's something that you got really excited about the idea of learning to do, and you are calling in this teacher. There is a teacher out there for you that's going to motivate you because they've already done it. You're going to feel a connection with them, but you're a little afraid about how is this going to go? So we're going to see what's coming up in the present energy here. We have the Justice card. It says fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. All right, the reason I'm getting this card here is there is something that you're going to have to let go of in your daily routine or with your schedule in order to make time to invest in this new skill or knowledge you want to do. Like maybe you always volunteer every week at a certain organization and your heart's just not in it anymore, and you're going to reclaim those couple of hours a week to study and learn something new. It could be even just a group of friends that are always expecting you to be at a certain place or time to hang out, and you're saying, you know what, I'm only going to do that every couple of weeks so that I have time for this class. Or I'm going to let them know that, hey, I'm not going to be here for the next 6 weeks because I'm taking an online class that's happening at this time. There's something you're going to have to do to stand up for what you want when it comes in investing in this new skill or knowledge. And I think it's something you're going to realize has been coming for you for a long time. That's really coming through. And it's almost like, what's that saying? When the student is ready, the teacher appears. It's like you have to be willing to say, I'm going to make time in my schedule for this right now in order for that teacher to appear. So I am hearing that for some of you, maybe you've been telling yourself, when I retire, I'll learn this. Or when my kids go to college, I'll learn this. Or even maybe they're real young kids. When they get into school, finally, I'll do this. You're being asked, no, do what you know is right now. Don't wait for that. This reminds me of a time I met this couple on my honeymoon that they wanted to retire and travel the world to play tennis. And they said it hit them one day that, wait a minute, they didn't want to learn to play tennis when they retired. They wanted to start playing now so that they were good at it by the time they retired. And it was just a cute little epiphany story. And they were making time in their busy work schedule to take tennis lessons together. And it's that idea. It's like, why wait? You want to do this. You want to learn this. So the time is right now to hold space in your schedule for that. So let's see what's coming up in the near future. We'll get some clarity on how you can do that. So we have the Knight of Air card here: intelligent, decisive, idealistic, tireless, events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options, creative solutions. So again, I feel like what we're getting here is you may find that there is this opportunity to take this class or enroll in this course, and you are going to have to act quickly in order to take advantage of that. But you want to find creative solutions, right? You're not just deciding, well, I'm going to quit my job and go full-time back to school necessarily. You're looking at your schedule and seeing, like, maybe I can get a babysitter once a week so that I can do this class at night, or maybe I can hire somebody to help me with some of the other things I have to get done so I have time to take this class. So there are creative solutions, but you're going to have to be willing to slow down and really think things through as these come through the door, so that we can take advantage of it, but that we're not just glossing over the things that need to be done first, right? Let's see what's coming up in your personal power so you can get an affirmation to help you here. We have the Magician card. Look at that. Transformation. You are ready. Ooh, I just got angel bumps all down my left side. You have the resources or the ability to manifest them. Life is magical. Look at that validation that you don't need to wait to take action on this opportunity to invest in your skills and knowledge. You just have to be willing to transform some things, maybe do what you know is right and make some cuts in your time commitments, in your finances. Maybe you're looking at, canceling some of those TV series subscriptions that you're not really using anyways because you're going to be busy studying, right? There's something you're doing, and then you can apply those resources to where you want to invest. And this magician energy is just so powerful for your personal power here because it's telling you that you have everything you need right now if you believe in yourself. So I want you to do a pocket affirmation here, and it's going to be really simple and easy. I am ready. I am ready. Write that in the comment section below. I am ready. You are ready to invest in what your heart wants to learn. There's no time like the present to take action on it because you are calling in this amazing teacher. You may not have any idea what this thing is that you want to learn. You may not have any idea of who's going to teach you it. But first, it takes that being open to transformation, being open to make the changes necessary to hold time and space in your schedule to advance your skills or knowledge. So let's see what's coming up in your external factors here so we can get a little clarity there. We have the Dreamer card, Archangel Metatron, a leap of faith, follow your dreams, unexpected opportunities. So what I'm getting for this card in the external factors, sometimes it has to do with people around you, but I'm actually getting that you're going to want to be open and aware to unexpected opportunities. Maybe your friend randomly calls you up and asks you to go to the park for a walk, and it's on your way to the park that you see the sign for the class you want to sign up for because you've never traveled that way before. Or maybe it's on this walk that you run into somebody, you see somebody doing something like playing Frisbee, and you're like, I've always wanted to learn Frisbee, whatever this is where you might feel like, oh, wow, this is something I could be doing that's fun and exciting and it's healthy, and I never would have thought to do it this way or to come here to do these things. So there's going to be an opportunity coming through the door, so you're going to want to stay open and aware. But again, since we have this moon card here in the crossing energy, we don't want to let fear take over. Fear of not having enough resources, fear of not having time, fear of not being ready. We want to be confident about accepting these opportunities coming through, but of course, listening to our intuition is going to be so powerful. You are ready. You have the resources necessary. So just listen for those opportunities coming through the door. That's really what this card is for. It's basically saying there's going to be something that's going to require a leap of faith. It's something you've never done before. You know how much courage it takes to go back to school after you've already graduated and moved on, but you're ready to do this. There's something you're wanting to learn. So let's see what's coming up in the hopes or fears section here. In the hopes or fears section, we have the renewal card, review and evaluate a favorable assessment of the facts, time to move in a new direction. This can't get more obvious. There's something you're ready to do differently. You're almost bored with some of the things you're doing that are part of your mundane daily routine and activities. You're ready to move in a new direction with your career, with a relationship, with a project. There's just something new you want to bring in, but you're a little bit afraid of what that's going to mean. What cuts am I going to have to make? What conversations am I going to need to have? What if I, can't find the right teacher, can't find the right class? These are things we want to step away from. We want to listen to our intuition. We want to take action, and we want to follow the divine guidance to the next step. And you can do these in just one step at a time. And remember, you have your spiritual team to help you. So let's see what's coming in the final outcome so we can break it down with the 3 decks I have ready to go. We have the release card, Archangel Azrael is the final outcome, the end of a phase situation. Spiritual transformation, time to move on. So this is a super, super powerful, clear reading. It's almost like we don't even need the other spreads. Of course, we will do them because it's basically saying, you're ready to move on. You're ready to move in a new direction. Something is coming to an end that is going to create that space for you. And that's where you're going to realize, like, this is an opportunity for me. This is an opportunity for me to do something different. If a relationship suddenly ends, a job suddenly ends, maybe it's even just like out of the blue, your best friend moves away because they get married or get a job opportunity. All that time that you guys would spend sitting on the phone or meeting up for lunch, you're going to miss that. But now you get to apply that time to taking that painting class, right? So there's something you're ready to move on from, and it's going to be in your highest interest. You're going to get so inspired. You're going to meet this amazing teacher, and you're going to just really, really want to keep going with it. So it's super, super exciting there. Let's go over to your 3-deck spread that's going to help get even more clarity and detail here. But this is a super clear reading already. And I feel like most of you know what this is. If you don't know, if you do know, write it down. Or if you think you know, write it down. If you don't know, ask for loud and clear guidance. You can literally say that. I always do that in my journal every morning. Please send me loud and clear signs if I have a question about something, right? So that can be a really, really helpful tool too. And if these messages are resonating with you, I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit that like button, share this video with anybody you feel like it will resonate with, because it really helps my channel grow. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And let me know how you guys are doing in the comments. I love it. Even if you're just sending me some emojis about how you're feeling or how you're doing, it makes my heart so happy to connect with you that way. Of course, I have my lives every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Central where we get to connect live. So I hope you'll join me there and ask questions and let me know what topics you want me to cover, because we do different topics. Of course, I always cover the lunar events, the full moon and the new moon, but we've been doing spirit animals. We've been doing all kinds of other fun things. So love, love, love hearing from all of you. Thank you. So let's see what's coming up in the first row here. So for this first row card here for clarity, we have change your life. You guys, like I say this over and over and over again, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. I already told you we got such clarity here. And then I'm just getting so many angel bumps down the back of my neck. When you keep getting validation through repeating cards, through repeating messages, it's like in your face, flashing light. Pay attention. We're trying to help you change your life. And there is something you want to change. There's that illusion of being trapped we want to stay away from. That's why we had that moon card, right? We're worried, or we're letting fears hold us back, but we need to release those fears. So let's see what's coming up. Let's read this card first. I went straight to this because I was just like, wow. It says a sudden revelation that offers freedom. Look at that. Break free of procrastination. Embrace the opportunities for change. Yeah, this is kind of like that moment. It's like that tower. I think this is the tower card in this particular deck. It's that idea that something happens that just helps you break free. And maybe it's a little sudden and unexpected, but then you're like, oh, now I can do the thing I want to do. So let's see what's coming up here for the second card from this deck. We have the 5 of Autumn. It says, reach out to others for assistance, poor timing for a career change, feeling challenged by money issues. Again, like I said, we don't want to get caught up in fear over resources. Remember, your personal power is the Magician card. You can manifest the resources needed. You may need to ask for help for others. The main thing is not getting caught up in fear. So again, we had that Moon card there, and it's fear over not having enough money, not having enough time, not having enough energy, picking the wrong teacher, getting pulled into something that's too much of a commitment. What we want to do is follow our intuition, all right? So let's see what's coming up in the Angel Answers deck here. We have let go. Look at that. Let go. With this card here, there is something that's coming to an end. Maybe you've been holding on to it out of just trying to honor a commitment. Maybe you've been holding on to it out of nostalgia. Maybe you've been holding on to it because you're afraid of the unknown. And I really feel like that's what is the energy here, is you're more afraid of the unknown than you are of the current circumstances. So that's why you've been holding on to it, because you feel like you know it, but you also know it's time to move on. And there is something that needs to be let go. And it's kind of that idea of like staying in that dead-end job because you're afraid of, finding a new job, or what's going to happen if you move to a new job and then all of a sudden they get rid of your department and you have to just like get into divine flow. In fact, let's put that affirmation. It's one of my all-time favorite affirmations. I am in divine flow. Let's write that below, because as things transform and as things release, we want to say, I am in divine flow, and trust that these things are happening for you. So let's go to the second row here. we have the Four of Ariel card. It says, when you give, you also receive. It says, being resistant to change, extremes in how you save or spend money. Well, we already talked about it. It's telling you to let go. And we don't want to go to the extreme with certain things. We don't want to put ourselves in a place of fear around material resources. So what I'm getting for some of us is that maybe you have the opportunity to sign up for an entire program, but there's also an opportunity to just take one class at a time. And maybe for some of you, you're just taking one class at a time. You're not signing up for the entire university or the entire school. You're just doing one class at a time as you begin to make room for this new thing you're wanting to learn or do. So I always think of this time when we were kids, there was a local karate class, a dojo in the area where you could either sign up for one level at a time, or you could get a discount and buy like all 12 belts, the whole program, you could get a discount. And I remember my dad lecturing me about how important it is to take your time and just do one belt at a time because things change. Well, our neighbor went and bought the entire package for all the kids, and they never ended up finishing it because it was too overwhelming. Their life changed. Things got busy. And my sister ended up doing one class at a time, went pretty darn far with it until her heart changed and she got into something else. So there is something around being asked to invest in this whole entire thing that you're wanting to learn or do, when really maybe there's a different way to do it. In fact, another option that's coming to mind for me is like maybe you want to start taking horseback riding lessons. You're not running out and buying a horse. You're just going to a place that has riding lessons. And then eventually after you're taking some riding lessons, maybe you're leasing a horse and you're getting to know that. And then eventually you decide, okay, now I'm going to buy the horse, right? So it's something around making sure we're not creating that fear around material resources as we learn these new skills and knowledge. And coming up in the next row here, in the same row, but the next card is Queen of Autumn. Generous, stylish, gracious, practical. Be practical with respect to how you proceed. The ability to make anything more beautiful. Making someone who can help your dreams come true. Meeting someone who can help your dreams come true. So again, we're just talking about that practicality here. I feel like we are being asked to get help from others. Maybe there is somebody who you trust that you can get some advice and say, here's this thing I want to learn. What do you think I need to do? How much do I need to invest? How much time do I need to commit if I really want to advance my skills in this? And find somebody practical who can help you find a practical approach. And they're not telling you sign up for the entire course at once. They're telling you just do small things at a time. I think a lot about how when I first took a painting class, it was tempting to want to go out and buy all these different things for painting. And my teacher was the one that said, no, all you really need is this brush set for right now and this set of paints for right now. You don't need to go buy all those things right now. Just get these. You'll have everything you need for this class. And I'm so grateful I did that. So there is probably somebody who can help you realize, like, how much do I need to invest? And that will help you take the fear also away from, like, am I making the right decision? Can I do this? Because you're doing it in small bite-sized steps, right? So let's see what's coming up in this card here. We have the wait. Yep, I am getting more validation here. Wait before you're investing in everything. There's something better coming down the line. There is a way to do this without getting caught up in, now I've committed all this money, I have to spend all this time doing this, or it's not going to be worth it. So we don't want to add that fear energy around there. Let's see what's coming up in the third row here so we can get to your bonus messages. We have the 9 of Ariel card. It says your dreams are fulfilled. Hard work. Come on, focus there, buddy. Hard work leads to great success. A love for the beautiful things in life. Look at that. Yeah, so there is something around, protecting where you're going, protecting the resources you have right now, protecting what your heart wants. And that's going to be really powerful. But it is going to take hard work. This thing that you want to learn to do, it's going to take hard work. You're just going to want to wait for the right time. So let's do another pocket affirmation. I trust divine timing. Write that in the comment section below. I trust divine timing, because we're being asked to slow down. We do want to move in a new direction. It is time to take action, but we don't have to do it all at once, right? So the next card we have here is the 2 of Summer. It says falling in love. or making a serious commitment to someone, forgiveness in the resolution of a problem. Don't give up. Your relationships can be healed. All right, so there is something around a relationship here where maybe you wanting to do this new thing is going to cause you to have this heart-to-heart conversation here, but don't give up on wanting to do this thing. You know, it's that idea that there is a creative solution for you to find the time and resources needed to learn this new skill, to do this new program, whatever this is that your heart is wanting you to do. And let's see what we have for the Angel Answers card so we can move to the bonus messages. Again, not the right time. So there is something too where you're being asked to slow down before you invest all this time and energy into something. You're being asked to slow down and get more information. So I'm actually getting for what's really going on for a lot of us is there is something new you want to do, but first you need to get these new skills before you take action. So it could be that maybe you're wanting to start a podcast, maybe you're wanting to start a YouTube channel, you're wanting to start a book. And first there's somebody else who can help you gain some skills and knowledge so that you can then take action on that in a more productive way. And I am again getting that there is a creative solution here. I don't know why, but I'm hearing that maybe there's a family member, a spouse, a boss, somebody who's not happy about your choice to move on from something, to change directions, to invest this time and energy in these skills and knowledge. But have those heart-to-heart conversations and let them know that you're not going to do this overnight. This is going to be something that takes time and energy, and you don't want them to get caught up in fear either about all these changes you're making at once. So I definitely feel like there's some kind of conversation that will help with that as well. All right, let's move on to the bonus messages here. So we have some actions to take. Don't forget you can sign up for my free newsletter at devonduerr.com and get my free ebook, Is It a Sign? I know many of you have done that already, but it helps you interpret signs. It gives you 5 questions to ask when you think you've seen a sign. Of course, you can put them in your journal so that you always have them with you. All right, we have for the present energy, we have Queen of Earth. Thoughtful, creative, warm. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach. Deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. So yeah, there is something right now where you need to have a conversation with somebody. Maybe you need to seek advice from somebody you trust, who you see as very practical. But it could also be you needing to exhibit this to someone else in your life where you're saying, look, yes, I want to go take this class. Yes, I want to go learn this thing. I want to be an apprentice to this person or whatever. But I'm telling you, I'm going to be practical about it. It doesn't mean it's going to make our lives out of balance. It doesn't mean I'm going to go spend a bunch of money and get us in debt. So there is something around that, having a conversation right now to alleviate fears. These are your own fears, and these are fears of those around you. So let's see what's coming up in the near future. We have the Unity card. I love this card when we get this card. Traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations, seek out mentors and like-minded friends. Yep. So that person, that teacher that's coming in for you that you are not aware of yet, or you don't even realize you've called in yet, this is going to bring unity. And it's actually by you following your heart to learn this new thing, you're going to find like-minded people. You're going to see people who have the same beliefs as you, who are going to support you on your path forward. So you might find that a relationship is ending, but that relationship ending is giving you that opportunity to go see like-minded people. This doesn't have to be like a super important relationship, but maybe you've just always, been a part of a certain group with a certain teacher, and you're just not resonating with that energy anymore. So you're moving to a different group of people where you can learn something new. So I think that's coming up very soon for all of us to realize where we are moving in a new direction where we can seek like-minded people. And then coming up in the future card, we have this Empress card. Look at that. Lavish abundance, give birth to your dreams, nurture yourself and others. So by you learning this new skill, by you investing your time and energy in this new thing, it's going to allow you to give birth to your dreams. But remember all the guidance we had around waiting for the perfect time and not over investing where we're in a fear of around material resources. Take your time with these things. Get the skills and knowledge you need. Don't procrastinate. And ask your spiritual team to guide you to this ideal teacher or group of people who are like-minded. And what are we getting for our action cards here that we can implement right now? We're getting the Sun card. I love this. It says, happy outcome, brilliant new ideas that lead to success, have confidence. So yeah, there is, again, we had that Moon card and the crossing energy. You need to have confidence in your ability to make these changes, to embrace the changes coming anyways. Like some of this is happening anyways, right? And then some of it is you trying to hold on to it so tightly that you're missing an opportunity. So definitely have confidence in your ability to make the right decision. And then let's see for your second action here. We have the Five of Earth, fear surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, uncertain self-employment. So again, just repeating messages over and over. This is one of the most clear readings we've done in a while, where basically everything we needed to know came out in the very initial reading, because we just keep basically getting the same energy. Do not do things that cause you to have fear around material resources, but do seek advice from those who can help you so that you can move out of that fear around resources. So we're not overcommitting, we're not overspending, we're not up and quitting our job and going back to school full time. We're doing this slowly. We're waiting for the right time. We're taking one class at a time, one step at a time. And we're having those heart-to-heart conversations with those around us so that they don't get caught in a fear around, well, now this person's going to leave me, or now this person's going to get us into debt. So there's something there that needs to happen right now, but have confidence in your ability to have those conversations and to find the right teacher. I wish you so much luck with this. I know it's going to be great. Let me know in the comments, what are you learning? What are you investing your time and energy into? Thank you so much for being here. And remember, take time every day to connect with the angels.